The bright lights of Las Vegas, the crowd roaring, Dominick Cruz, the untouchable king of bantamweights, and across the cage, a 25-year-old with tattoos, fury, and ice in his eyes, Cody "No Love" Garbrandt, putting on one of the greatest performances in UFC history. That night at UFC 207 wasn't just a title fight, it was a prophecy fulfilled. Cody Garbrandt wasn't just winning, he was styling on one of the most technical fighters to ever live. Head movement, taunting, hands down, a perfect storm of confidence and chaos. He made Dominick Cruz, the puzzle of the bantamweight division, look ordinary. It wasn't supposed to happen, but it did, and that's what makes his fall so haunting. Because in the years since that night, Cody Garbrandt hasn't just lost fights, he's lost himself.
In 2016, Cody was 11-0, the face of Team Alpha Male, the UFC's golden child. Fast hands, knockout power, movie star looks, and a heartwarming story about fighting for his young nephew who survived leukemia. He had everything. But fast forward to today, and that same fighter, once considered a generational talent, is now unranked, 3-7 in the UFC since winning the belt, and barely a shadow of his former self. His most recent loss to Rony Barcelos at UFC Atlanta wasn't a brutal knockout. It was something worse. A slow, systematic beating that showcased just how far the former champion has fallen.
Against Barcelos, Cody actually started strong. He looked sharp, light on his feet, and even scored a knockdown early in the first round. For a moment, the old Garbrandt flickered back to life, but instead of capitalizing, he danced, he showboated, he smiled, and in that single moment, you could see it, the same destructive pattern that's haunted him since 2017. Cody Garbrandt has always been a fighter ruled by emotion. When he's on top, he fights like art in motion, but when he smells blood, his discipline dissolves. He swings wild, he drops his hands, and when that doesn't work, he panics. Barcelos survived the early storm, made adjustments, and slowly took over. By the second round, Cody was fading. By the third, he looked lost. The same story we've seen again and again. Flashes of brilliance drowned in chaos.
Rewind back to 2017, Cody's first title defense against his former teammate turned rival, TJ Dillashaw. That fight was supposed to be the start of a dynasty. Instead, it was the beginning of the end. Cody knocked TJ down in the first round. He had him hurt, then one right hook later, his reign ended before it ever began. He got knocked out in the rematch too, this time even faster. And after that, something in him changed. The chin was gone, the confidence was cracked, and his fight IQ, well, it might have been left in that first Dillashaw fight.
It's almost as if he thought, what I did against Cruz is enough. But MMA doesn't wait for anyone. While gyms like AKA, City Kickboxing, and ATT kept evolving, Team Alpha Male stayed stuck in the past. Overhands and double legs, that's the Alpha Male playbook. And for a while, it worked, until the sport caught up. Cody kept training the same, fighting the same, and losing the same. It's as if the only thing in his corner was nostalgia. And that's the saddest part, because when you strip away the losses, the highlight reels, and the memes, Cody Garbrandt is still one of the most naturally gifted fighters we've ever seen. He has the reflexes, the speed, and the power that can't be taught. But his biggest enemy has never been his opponent. It's been his inability to adapt.
In fight after fight, Cody repeats the same mistakes, charging in after being clipped, dropping his hands mid-combination, or standing in the pocket with his eyes closed. And this isn't a one-time issue, this is a pattern. Cody fights with pride, not patience, and pride doesn't win championships, it destroys them. He could have been a tactical striker. Instead, he turned himself into a gunslinger, and the cost has been his legacy.
But not all of the blame falls solely on Cody, because when you look at Team Alpha Male, his longtime gym, you start to notice a pattern there too. Once a powerhouse in the early 2010s, Team Alpha Male built its reputation on raw athleticism and toughness. But where are they now? TJ Dillashaw left and became a two-time champ under Dwayne Ludwig. Chad Mendes retired without gold. Joseph Benavidez got close, but never crossed the line. And Cody, he was supposed to be the one to break the curse. Instead, he became another cautionary cautionary tale. The truth is, Team Alpha Male hasn't evolved with the sport. While other camps focus on strategy, structure, and adaptability, Alpha Male still fights like it's 2013. It's not a championship camp anymore. It's a nostalgia act, a lifestyle brand with gloves on.
Cody's move to Extreme Couture seemed like a step in the right direction. A fresh start, new coaches, new mindset. But so far, the results haven't followed. Maybe it's too late. Maybe the damage physically and mentally is already done.
When you look at Cody Garbrandt today, you don't just see a fighter, you see a ghost, a man haunted by a single night. But somewhere between then and now, the fire that once made him great burned him alive.
Every time Cody gets another chance, another comeback fight, fans hold their breath hoping this is the one. This time he'll fight smart. This time he'll keep his composure. And for a round, maybe even two, he does. The timing looks crisp, the jab looks clean. Then something happens. A shot lands, a smirk appears, and the switch flips. And once again, we watch him unravel in real time. It's not just physical anymore, it's psychological. Cody fights like a man still chasing that feeling he had against Cruz. That perfect night where he couldn't miss and couldn't be touched. But that night has become a prison because he's been trying to recreate it ever since, and every attempt only pushes him further from it.
When Cody was at his peak, his biggest weapon wasn't just his speed, it was his timing. He could read movement in milliseconds, fire shots between blinks. But as the knockouts piled up, that timing faded. You can't absorb that many concussions and expect to move the same. Reaction time dulls, reflexes slow. The body hesitates where it once flowed. And in MMA, that split second, that tiny hesitation is the difference between a highlight and a heartbreak. Even when he tried to reinvent himself at flyweight, his chin couldn't follow. The speed advantage didn't matter when every punch felt like a threat to his consciousness. And now, at 33, Cody fights like a man trying to outpace his own mortality.
Cody Garbrandt's legacy isn't about how he fell, it's about how high he once flew. For 5 flawless rounds in 2016, he touched greatness, a level most fighters only dream of. And maybe that's the curse, because once you felt that, nothing else in life compares. He'll always be remembered as the man who made Dominick Cruz look human, the guy with lightning in his fists and swagger in his step. But he'll also be remembered as a reminder that talent without evolution is a ticking clock, that no matter how good you are, if you stop growing, the sport will leave you behind. Cody No Love Garbrandt gave us one of the greatest single performances in UFC history. But greatness isn't about one night, it's about what you do after it. And that's where his story became a tragedy.
So where does Cody Garbrandt go from here? If we're being honest, the writing's on the wall. He's not competing for titles anymore. He's fighting for survival. The body is worn, the chin is fragile. The division is younger, sharper, and filled with killers who've grown up studying his mistakes. If Cody truly wants to fight again, it shouldn't be for rankings or redemption. It should be for closure. Maybe one last fight, one last walkout, just to make peace with the cage. To end it on his terms, not the UFC's. Because the truth is, the Cody who beat Dominick Cruz is gone. He existed for one perfect night, and that was enough to etch his name in MMA history.
It's crazy, isn't it, that the same man who once had the perfect night, who outclassed one of the greatest fighters of all time, could end up here, fighting for relevance. Cody Garbrandt didn't just fall off, he plummeted. But the question now is, can he rise again? Or is this the tragic final act of a fighter who peaked too soon? Maybe he'll fight again. Maybe he'll win one last time. But deep down, we all know the real fight ended years ago. Not in the octagon, but in his own reflection. Because the hardest opponent Cody Garbrandt ever faced was Cody Garbrandt himself. Once a champion, always remembered, but some legacies shine brightest when they burn out too soon. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and tell me your thoughts about Cody's career in the comments below.